effort between the U.S. Marshals and ourselves. We had guys in the area. One of the units saw a possible hitchhiker. I approached him. Trooper Gilmore with his canine came from the rear. Took hold of him, asked him his name. He gave up the name Anthony Flye.
David, sounds like it. I know it's never routine, but it went without incident. You guys were there, and he gave up his name. He didn't struggle. He didn't lie to you. None of that.
Correct.
Did he say anything to you once he was apprehended?
No, he wanted to speak to his lawyer. We left it at that.
Really? So did you guys see him hitchhiking, or was it a call that came in?
One of the marshals actually saw him.
And then you guys
called me. I called Trooper Gilmore. Trooper Fries and Sinelli were a little further down the road with Trooper Smith. They came up right after us.
And he was just walking down the road?
With his head down, he had glasses on, a mustache. Either he didn't notice he unmarked, or it was because he had his head down, he walked right towards me. Once I saw that Trooper Gilmore was behind me, I approached him, took hold of his hands, which were in his pocket. He had nowhere to go. Trooper Gilmore was there with the canine. It was over. He didn't know the canine was there. I knew it was there. I knew he had nowhere to go.
After 13 days of painstakingly searching for this guy in all areas of this day and others, are you surprised that it was, I mean, he basically just stepped right in front of you?
There's really no surprises in this. Anything can happen. We never know what's going to happen. We try to plan for everything, but anything can happen.
You said he had a mustache. Is that how he looked right now, or did he have a fake mustache? Did he have a disguise?
No, like he had now.
Like he was now.
Right.
But he's also not wearing the same clothes he was wearing when he was last seen.
Correct.
Right? So do you have any thoughts on that, like where these clothes came from, where the $800 in cash came from?
I don't have any thoughts, no.
No idea where he was before that as far as...
He wouldn't give that up, no.
How does it feel, can I ask you that, how does it feel, you guys, to make this arrest? This guy was going on, what, 2 weeks being a fugitive? I know this is what you guys do, looking for fugitives, hunting them down, but it must feel pretty good.
They all feel good. Glad this one's over.
Could you describe a little bit about, just because we're catching up a little bit here, about finding him on the road, where you found him, and how you were able to locate him?
As I told them earlier, there were multiple units in the area, U.S. Marshals, State Police Fugitive Unit, along with a couple other state troopers. One of the marshals saw a possible hitchhiker, called to me. I called to Trooper Gilmore, who has a canine. He approached my location. I passed him. Once he got to me, seeing that Trooper Gilmore was right there, I took his hands, which were in his pocket, asked him his name. He gave up his name. It was over right then.
And did you recognize him at all when you saw him walking down the road, or was it just unusual that someone was hitchhiking on a highway?
He fit the description, but he had his head down with the hood on. So once I got out of the car, I recognized him.
Were you out actively searching for him, or you were just, it was part of the ongoing?
We were searching for him, yes.
Can we get your name and title, and how you spell your name?
Trooper David Reese, R-E-I-S.
And your title?
Violent Fugitive Apprehension Section.
No, the timing went perfect, as it would happen. Trooper Reese was ahead. Trooper Reese stopped in an unmarked vehicle. I came up from behind. As Anthony Flye approached him, I came up behind, and there wasn't much more to it.
What was it? It sounds routine to us, but what is the plan when you do something like that? He's in front, you're coming up behind. Why do you do all that? What is it you're trying to do?
Just to kind of close the rear door so that he has nowhere else to go. I'm there with the canine. Trooper Reese is up front. He doesn't see me approaching. No lights, no signs. We just came up from behind. Coordinated effort. Trooper Reese was right there. I came from behind. There wasn't much more to it.
Great. So thank you. What's your name?
Robert Gilmore.
Gilmore, G-I-L-M-O-R-E. Great. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Flye, you have a right to have an attorney represent you, and I've appointed Attorney Foster for the purposes of this bail request, as I understand that exists. You're here for the Commonwealth?
Yes, Your Honor.
On any request?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Garrett Fragel for the Commonwealth. Your Honor, the Commonwealth requests this defendant be held without bail, as he is clearly an escape risk. This defendant, as the court may know, was before the Bedford Superior Court on March 25, 2008 on some outstanding matters. When his bail was readdressed by Judge King, he was held without bail. That was a Friday. My understanding is he was scheduled to be back in court on the following Monday. After the hearing, as the defendant was being led out of the courtroom, down the stairs to meet the transport wagon back to the House of Correction. The defendant jumped over the second floor railing at the New Bedford Superior Court. He was injured and taken to the St. Luke's Hospital. He was there under guard of a court officer. While there, he managed to escape from the hospital. At that point, a manhunt ensued. The manhunt involved many local, state, and federal authorities throughout the South Coast region. Earlier today, Your Honor, at approximately 2:15 in the afternoon, this defendant was spotted on the highway between Route 6 and Route 88. While there, state police troopers from the Violent Fugitive Apprehension Squad, as well as assistance from federal law enforcement, approached this defendant. He was identified, he gave his name to the police officers. He was subsequently taken under arrest. He was brought back to the police station where he was booked. He had on his person, Your Honor, at the time of his arrest, over $800 in U.S. currency. This defendant has an extensive criminal history before the court. He's defaulted, I counted, at least 10 times. He's been committed to the state prison for very serious charges, including carjacking and armed robbery. Based on the fact that this defendant fled while he was being held without bail, I suggest being held without bail is an appropriate bail status for this defendant.
Mr. Foster.
Your Honor, I would just say very briefly, the defendant intends to hire a private counsel. He would ask that whatever order the court makes today concerning bail be without prejudice.
All right, there's obviously a warrant outstanding in the Superior Court for the very serious charges that exist here. I'm going to set bail in the amount of $1 million cash, 10 million surety. We'll need a date here, although I expect that this the district attorney's office will probably indict this since the other matter is already in Superior Court. How long in time are you expecting now before presentment to the grand jury?
Your Honor, if we could ask for at least a 30-day date.
Well, in light of the circumstances, I'll put it off for appearance of counsel since he has indicated. Did he have appointed counsel in the Superior Court, or did he have hired?
I believe he had private counsel in the Superior Court.
I believe he did.
So that's what we're anticipating. All right, let's pick a date. How about May 2nd for appearance of counsel?
Well, does the court like me to be here that day, Your Honor? If so, that's a bad day for me.
Okay, how about the week before then?
The week before, sorry?
Yes, April what?
April 30th?
All right, fair enough. April 30th for appearance of counsel. That way you'll be here in case the other aspect cannot be addressed.
If I'm inquiring, Your Honor, Your Honor's order concerning bail without prejudice?
No, at this point, he would have a right to a bail review. It's not set without prejudice. If he wishes to appeal it to the Superior Court, he can do so. So I'm also going to indicate to Mr. Flye that if he gets rearrested or charged with any new crimes while this case is pending, he could be held in jail without any bail for up to 60 days. This warrant will remain outstanding. I think they're going to have to get him into Superior Court on their own once their attorney is contacted. That's still outstanding. All right, so April 30th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.